Alright, here's a spicy question. Is Europe actually a continent, or have we just been hyping it up for centuries? Like, think about it. It's not even its own landmass. Europe is physically glued to Asia, making it part of this mega landmass we call Eurasia. But for some reason, Europe insists it's special. So let's break this down. Is Europe truly a geopolitical powerhouse, or just the Western VIP section of Eurasia? First, let's address the elephant in the room. Why is Europe considered a continent in the first place? Geographically speaking, Europe isn't really separate from Asia. If you look at a map, you'll see that Europe and Asia are part of the same massive landmass, known as Eurasia. There are no massive oceans splitting it off, just some mountains and a few rivers that someone decided were enough to declare, this is totally a different place. The Ural Mountains and the Caucasus Mountains are often cited as the dividing lines, but they're not exactly towering barriers. The Ural Mountains and the Bosporus Strait are the official borders between Europe and Asia. But let's be real, they're not exactly the Great Wall of continents. These natural features are more like gentle suggestions than hard boundaries. The real reason Europe gets to call itself a continent: culture and history. Europe has a rich tapestry of historical events, cultural movements, and influential philosophies that have shaped its identity over millennia. Europe's been flexing its "we're different" vibe for centuries, defining itself by things like democracy, art, and pizza. From the Renaissance to the Enlightenment, Europe has been a hub of innovation and cultural development. Basically, Europe called dibs on being unique, and we all went along with it. Its influence on global culture, politics, and economics has been so significant that it earned its own spot on the list of continents, even if the geographical argument is a bit shaky. So if we zoom out and look at Eurasia as a whole, Europe is like that one kid at the family reunion who thinks they're the star. You know, the one who always has a story to tell, a new achievement to boast about, and expects everyone to listen intently. Historically, Europe has been that kid, basking in the glory of its past achievements. And to be fair, Europe used to be the center of attention, thanks to its empires, industrial revolutions, and global trade dominance. The British Empire, the French colonial empire, and others spread European influence far and wide. The Industrial Revolution, which began in Europe, transformed economies and societies, making Europe the hub of innovation and progress. But now, things are getting competitive. The world has changed, and the balance of power is shifting. Emerging economies in Asia are challenging Europe's long-held dominance. Countries like China and India are not just catching up. In many areas, they are surpassing Europe. Here's where Europe stands in the Great Eurasian Showdown, economically strong but shrinking. Europe still boasts some of the world's largest and most advanced economies. Germany, France, and the United Kingdom are economic powerhouses. However, the continent faces significant challenges, including an aging population, slow economic growth, and political fragmentation. The EU is still a beast. It's one of the richest markets in the world. The European Union, with its single market and common policies, remains a formidable economic entity. It attracts investment, drives innovation, and sets standards that influence global markets. But maintaining this position requires constant adaptation and reform. But Asia's rising powers, like China and India, are growing way faster. These countries are investing heavily in infrastructure, technology, and education. Their young, dynamic populations are driving rapid economic growth, creating new opportunities, and shifting the global economic landscape. Europe is like that senior in high school who was the coolest kid in town, but is now dealing with college freshmen stealing the spotlight. The new kids on the block are ambitious, energetic, and ready to take on the world. Europe must find ways to stay relevant and competitive in this new environment. Russia, the awkward neighbor. Russia is technically both European and Asian, but it's got that edgy heartland energy that makes Europe nervous. With its vast territory and significant military capabilities, Russia plays a unique role in the Eurasian power dynamics. Its actions and policies often create tension and uncertainty in the region. The whole Ukraine situation? A big reminder to Europe that geography matters. and sometimes your neighbor wants to borrow more than a cup of sugar. The conflict in Ukraine has highlighted the strategic importance of Eastern Europe and the vulnerabilities that come with it. It has also underscored the need for Europe to strengthen its security and defense mechanisms. China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, has rolled right into Europe, with Chinese investments in places like Greece and Italy. This ambitious infrastructure project aims to enhance global trade routes and increase China's influence. European ports, railways, and other infrastructure are becoming integral parts of this new Silk Road. Europe's like, thanks for the cash, but also quietly freaking out about what this means for its independence. The influx of Chinese investment brings economic benefits, but also raises concerns about dependency and strategic autonomy. European leaders are grappling with how to balance these opportunities and risks. Europe often feels squished between the US, its longtime buddy, and rising Asian powers. The transatlantic relationship remains crucial, but Europe's interests are increasingly intertwined with those of Asia. Navigating this complex web of alliances and rivalries requires diplomatic finesse and strategic vision. It's trying to stay relevant without picking too many sides. A bit like a friend stuck in the middle of a group chat argument. Europe aims to be a mediator, a bridge between different worlds, leveraging its historical ties and strategic position. But this balancing act is fraught with challenges and uncertainties. Even if Europe isn't the solo superstar it used to be, it still has some tricks up its sleeve. From its rich history to its modern innovations, Europe continues to be a significant player on the global stage. Cultural power. Let's be real. Europe gave us everything from Beethoven to baguettes. Its contributions to art, music, and cuisine are legendary and continue to influence cultures worldwide. Its cultural influence is unmatched, and everyone still wants to visit Paris or Rome. These cities are not just tourist destinations, they are symbols of human achievement and creativity. Soft power for the win. Europe's ability to shape global norms and values through diplomacy and culture is a testament to its enduring influence. Green energy goals. Europe's leading the charge on renewable energy and climate policy. From wind turbines to solar panels, the continent is investing heavily in sustainable technologies. It's like the eco-conscious sibling who keeps reminding everyone to recycle. And honestly, they're making a difference. European cities are often at the forefront of environmental initiatives, setting examples for the rest of the world. Tech rules the world. Europe's also the global hall monitor when it comes to tech regulations. GDPR, anyone? Their stringent data protection laws are setting global standards. When Europe talks about privacy and digital rights, the whole world listens. Their leadership in this area is crucial as we navigate the complexities of the digital age. So, is Europe really a continent? Geographically, probably not. But geopolitically and culturally, it's got enough clout to claim the title. Europe might not be the center of the world anymore, but it's still a key player in the Eurasian drama. What do you think? Is Europe living off past glory, or does it still deserve its own spot on the map? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who still thinks Europe is the main character.